many different stories that I could probably tell about from the American Red Cross. One thing I get reminded of is that we are not alone, as long as we remember to go ahead and just ask for help. And the Red Cross, the volunteers, the staff, they will be there to help us out. So as Jordan mentioned, I'm part of the disaster action team. A little reminder about that is the DAT teams provide assistance for people in need from fires that happen just about every day. Across the nation, we help people out within the Los Angeles region. Definitely weekly, almost every day, we have disaster action team members going out and assisting families that have been impacted. And so last week, I was called by my duty officer. Fire departments usually contact the duty officers. They'll contact the team members. I was the team lead. And we also then contacted a couple of team members. Peter Cassis and Kent Werner were the ones to assist me out for this call. Started about 9:30 at night is when it started. Starting to get cold and stuff. And multifamily fire, 4 different families were impacted. It also happened to be the first night that we were using our new system. I'm not trying to bash on the system here. I'm really trying to sit there and talk about how people in the end came together to work through the problems. Again, we had 4 different families we were working on trying to help that were no longer able to stay in their home that night. And as we were going through things, started the conversations, I decided that it would be best if I would go out to the scene instead of with the COVID-19. We've been trying to do most everything remotely. Did follow the proper COVID-19 protocols. I went out to the scene. One of my team members stayed remotely to be able to do the data input, while one of the other team members did join me on scene. We got there just about midnight, and we're working, trying to get things input into the system, doing some more interviews with the families, and we were just having difficulties trying to work with what's going on, getting it in the system. So I let my team leader know, or the duty officer know, hey, we're having trouble. It was probably around 12:30. Then I get a call from, Jennifer Dutton, who's our DPS in Territory 2. I'm in Territory 2. And on the call was not just Jennifer. All of a sudden I heard, Scott's on the line. Amanda's on the line. Alex is on the line. And, realized essentially the cavalry had been called. We were having trouble. We couldn't get it in there the way we wanted to. It's 12:30 at night. People are getting woken up and called to come help us out. And so we spent probably the next 2-3 hours trying different things, calling different people, trying to get things resolved. I spoke with one of the mothers. It was probably around just before 3 a.m. Said, hey, if we've got some things worked out, we may not be able to get you some things until tomorrow morning. Well, how will that impact you? And she says, well, we'll try to see what we can do. She says, we can't get a place to stay tonight, so we'll just stay in our cars and we'll figure it out tomorrow. And I'm like, that's just so glad to hear it, but at the same point, that's just not acceptable for us. And it was about 5 minutes later, Jennifer texted me and it's like, we have a solution. And I said, you're teasing me. Just don't tease me right now. And then on the call, because I was talking with some people also on the call, and they're like, yep, we have the solution. We have it figured out. We can get them the funds tonight. You've got the CAT cards, so we're able to get the funds onto those now and be able to get those out to their hands. So that was just great to see everybody pulling together and being able to help out these families, even though we were separated over the phone, not together, but we were, because we were still going for a common cause. And so that is, with the Red Cross, something I enjoy, always reminding myself of. That night, texted Jennifer, is like, I'm cold, I am grumpy, I don't know why I keep coming out here and doing this. And then the next morning, after a nice, good sleep, I remembered why. And that It's with everybody pulling together and to solve this so that even at 3 o'clock in the morning, we could get them what they needed so they could have a safe, warm place to be for the rest of the night, and that we knew that. So that was my story about how if you do tell people you're having trouble, they will pull whoever they need to in to help you out as the American Red Cross with volunteers and staff. It was not just, and something I forgot to mention, it was not just our territory. It was that the region was there, volunteers from other territories that were on the call. So that was really good to hear as well. And so that's my story.